aren't really going to be able to go up there and mine. It looks like they are for the moment. The question is how long does it last? And C, this is this is classic C. Even when he's in a bad position, even when it looks like he's going to completely lose the game, he keeps fighting and he can pull back with victories that are just absolutely astounding. At 6 factories right now, a lot of machine shops down, so going very tank heavy, and it looks like he's got a decent sized dropship force. Taking out those 4 dropships actually to that 12 o'clock expansion I think was a huge turn of events. And now let's see, yeah, if Gogo can keep pushing at this to get right on that temple wall to keep just kill SCVs over that temple wall. And it looks like Gogo, yeah, pretty decent production. Let's see if he tries to take another expansion right quick. But right now, C, you would not expect that he was in as bad a situation as he is.
And you know what? Here comes Gogo with his dropships, and C trying to reinforce with his own dropships. They're not going to get there in time, though, and Gogo is going to force C out of that position just, excuse me, a few seconds too late with his own dropships. Poor C, forced to retreat back. Now, he has a choice here. But he knows he can't save that expansion, so he has a choice of trying to go down to the bottom right and try to take that out and just try to level the expansions back out to 3 per side again. And that's what kind of looks like what he's doing with his own dropships. Looks like he's indecisive, though. He's not quite sure what to do with them.
Yeah, he's kind of, and that's really what you can't do. You can't be indecisive with those dropships out in the field. You have to go and attack, and I think what it is I got an inferior dropship force right now. I don't think he wants to commit those troops because I feel like he thinks that Gogo will completely ignore it and just run him over at some location. Gogo going to the upper right-hand corner, trying to anticipate here. There's already some turrets waiting for him, though. He might, yeah, loses a dropship, might lose 2. It looks like he is able to move that second one, but it looks like he's just going to establish position in that upper right-hand corner and try to deny the upper right-hand section of this of the map from C. So C is going to have to stay in this economic disadvantage for the rest of the game. Some counter dropships pushing up. Not dropping, though. I guess that was just for spotting. They need to be a little bit careful there, though. But in the meantime, 9 o'clock, I'm sorry, the 3 o'clock position being taken from Gogo. And yeah, Gogo's economy still rolling. He's still able to deny, yeah, still denying that overside temple. We'll see if he decides to take that expansion for his own in a minute here. But C doesn't have a lot of options open to him. He can maybe take that 1 o'clock position, but you've got the threatening forces of Gogo right above there. And even then, how is he going to hold that territory with it looks like an inferior dropship force against Gogo's troops?
Yeah, you can see C. You can look at his mineral count. He's only got like 200, 100 minerals. I mean, it's just he's being starved to death. You can see he's just barely got that expansion to 1 o'clock up, and that's pretty much it. That's all he has left is his mining base. Meanwhile, Gogo has pretty much the entire bottom right all to himself. You can see almost 1,000 minerals. He's just, and not to mention 170 food. I think C was at like 150, 140. So Gogo, he's just, his lead is solid. All he has to do is just bleed C dry.
It's really, yeah, it's up to Gogo to lose this match at this stage. I think his key point here is just to continue to harass and deny that 1 o'clock position. Looks like he is doing so thus far. Let's see if he throws in a comm set there to continue the damage. And it looks like he's going to plant turrets just around the area to make sure, and it looks like he's going to put an additional expansion temple side right there. And yeah, just continue to deny that 1 o'clock position, starve C out, and it looks like he is doing so, and then just keep the dropships going, keep them running around the map, make sure you don't lose position that upper right-hand corner, which looks like it might be happening right here. A lot of siege tanks, but keep in mind that counter dropship force moving up now, and they're, yeah, dropping all over, and I'm not sure if C, I've got to assume C's got level 2 weapons. He does have level 2 weapons now. But those dropships empty, and it looks like what C's going to be doing for essentially the rest of this game is bringing his loading his dropships up, bringing them back, trying to stop here, and it's just going to be back and forth the rest of this game on that upper right-hand location. And I don't think that's going to give victory to C. Maybe he could do some sort of suicidal attack on the factory line of Gogo's, hope to even things up that way, but honestly, I think that's about his only option, and that's extremely risky. Just try to catch him out of position on a drop, and then drop along that factory line. It looks like C is lifting off a command center. He's going to try to take that upper right-hand base. It looks like he is actually taking control of that upper right-hand base, but again, he's a lot lower on resources than Gogo is, and now let's see what Gogo does. He loses position up there, surprisingly. It looks like he's trying to open up that temple wall to take another expansion, and putting down starports, so it looks like he's thinking about switching it up to BCs right here. And yeah, there's no way that C's going to be able to keep up with this. He specifically does not have the gas to keep up with this at this stage of the game. And yeah, we'll see though. He's going to have a slight opportunity basically when that BC supply is going in. So he's going to be, basically Gogo is going to be stuck with a lot of supply in building, not active out in the field. And C might have an opportunity to push right at that moment, but I have a feeling he's just going to be pumping SCVs instead and focusing on his economy.
Yeah, and Gogo still has a large tank force, or army force, I should say, on the ground. He can still harass C, force C to continue to pump forces and make him lose army side, and keep making C produce C chinks and things like that to try to defend his expansions. Gogo, he doesn't need the supply anymore. All these troops right here, he needs supply for BCs now. So he's like, okay, I'm just gonna sacrifice these troops, try to stall his economy as best I can, and I need my supply for BCs now. And another thing about dropping on an enemy Terran's factories, those factories have so much HP that unless you know that the enemy Terran force's dropships or his main force is far away, don't risk doing it because you lose your entire attacking force, and then the enemy retains his entire attacking force and his factories if you don't take those out. So it is risky if you try to do a drop right on someone's factories. But Gogo now, actually Wraiths?
Yeah, going Wraiths here,
Okay.
so it looks like he's... Yeah, he's going to go with the massive Wraith Force instead, and it looks like, yeah, upgrade Cloaking and wow, he's going to counter it that way and just rely on superior forces and macro. This is somewhat embarrassing. He is pretty BM here. Yeah, going Wraiths instead of BCs, and he's just going to rake things over in that regard. I don't see a lot of contact stations down, actually, and I think he's just going to rely on Seed not being able to spot this out, and he's dedicating a lot of SCVs to open up that temple wall, maybe just for building room at this stage. But yeah, Gogo essentially, I would say, has won this game at this stage. It's unless something incredible happens. Again, like, Gogo goes up for a drop or dedicates all his troops to the upper right-hand corner, and then C somehow manages to get a drop in that bottom left-hand corner, and then Gogo just lifts up and tries to get his troops back down, or just doesn't have any troops in position. Again, ridiculously risky. I don't see him doing that. But yeah, right now, I've got to say, C just establishing those bases. Gogo, like you said, just has a huge force on the ground, which he's just going to push with. And I guess he doesn't need to waste supply, though, because he's going to have a huge ton of Wraiths. So I think what Gogo's doing right here is he's putting a lot of tanks on the ground. And he's trying to encourage C to go more tanks. Go more tanks, go more dropships. That's going to make his Wraith that much more effective.
I agree completely. Oh, and it gets spotted by C. So C is now, probably his eyeballs are bugging out. Oh, okay, they're not bugging out of his head, but mine would be if I saw something like that. So C now knows that the Wraiths are coming, and it looks like he's just like, ah, crap, I gotta try to do as much damage to Gogo's economy as I can and just try to end the game here. I think he's just a little too late. He's just never really had enough forces to stop Gogo from expanding. Just got to his dropships way too late. And I just think, yeah, I agree with you. There's just nothing really C can do.
So Comsat out. Maybe he's established some turrets in the middle. I think the Wraith might just be able to brunt them down, though. Just go up and hit them. I keep saying brunt a lot lately. I'm not sure what's wrong with me.
I think you're trying to say brute
that.
force, and you just call it brunting.
No, because there is a word brunt. You can, like, go ahead and look it up on dictionary.com, guys. But not sure. Here, I'll look it up while we're going in the meantime.
Ooh,
Huge drop right
drop.
there, like a on the factory line. C is completely spread out, and probably some Wraith going to be pushing up momentarily to assist this.
See, and Gogo did exactly what I mentioned. You want to make sure that the enemy dropships or his forces are far away. When C dropped Gogo's expansion, Gogo immediately went for these factories because he's like, okay, the forces are kind of far. I'll have time to try to take these out. But he just did not have enough troops to really take out. And actually he did. Those dropships, I guess they just had no troops. Why didn't they drop anything off? Oh, but CGG's anyways before the Wraiths even get there.
Anyway, brunt, it's a noun. That's why I'm misusing it. It's a noun, but yeah, the really fast. The main force or impact. Anyway, thanks for listening, guys. Can move on.